Three, two, one. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have Mr. Dash Hooper. We're going to be talking hybrids, and we're just going to do a little catch-up. I've been out of the loop for a little bit, so we're going to talk a little bit about what we've all been up to, what I've been up to, what Sam's been up to, and just catch up.
Word.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am what?
George, the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. I am back from a little hiatus. I was actually doing a lot of work, the 9 to 5, but I'm back. Glad to be back. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff. Share the video. Share the video. We talk to independent creators about their work in comics and, art, whatever art form they're doing. Magicians. We spoke to puppeteers in the last couple of years. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this thing out. We're trying to shine light on all the creatives out there, man. All the creatives out there. Happy New Year to everybody. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Thank you for coming in. Dan Price is in the house. Lou Pon's in the house. Am I going to be seeing Dan next month, Sam? Is Dan? Are you going to Texoma? What's the deal?
I believe so. I think we're gonna have some karate chopping.
Shoot, Lou Pons. Lou, what's going on? Carrie, KC, what's happening, man? Thank you, everyone, for joining us. But Sammy, what have I missed? Catch me up on things, man. What's going on?
Man, you missed a lot, bro. You missed a lot. Yeah, it's like, damn. It's like George just went AWOL. Right? That's like I said, the U.S. Marshals. I said Tommy Lee Jones after you, bro. Let's see. Getting ready to start shipping out all the rewards for the Forbidden campaign. So the soft cover graphic novels here, it looks amazing. It's a new size, that new manga size. It's just freaking dope. Nice and thick. Just so that's coming. Rewards like the puzzles have come in. The 300. If you got the box puzzle set, bro, you made out like a bandit. Everything's coming. I'm just waiting on the hardcover. That one, we're going back and forth on formatting and all that stuff. So it's in production. That should be here any day now. And so I will start shipping out all of the soft cover backers that got the soft cover. I'll start shipping that out by the end of the week. And the hardcover will go out as soon as I get them. And so it's exciting. So that's done. And now I'm just getting ready to launch Cosmic Wars next month. And it's the first character I ever created for comics, Cosmic Gorf, back when I was 12 and a half. And it's the first comic book that I broke out into the indie comic game back in 03 with. And so it's redone, re-illustrated, revamped. And I'm excited about this campaign. It's a good break from everything else. I've been posting a lot of the art. Here's a couple pieces. Here's a play on Street Fighter, the video game. This is Gorf against Commander Rocks. This is Gorf and Zap, in action. Zack is his trusty sidekick. And then this is a double page spread that I did. And that's Empress Nani and her army. And so lots to come. You want to know more about Cosmic Wars, sign up for the campaign. We launch in February right here on Catch the Craze Live. And George and I are getting ready to go over to Oklahoma for the Texoma Comic Con, the third year in a row. So that's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to that, and meeting a friend and comic book creator Lori Calcaterra. She's actually dropping her next issue of Path of the Pale Rider, I believe, in February as well. And Dan Price, I think he's gonna be there too. So we should all go out to dinner. So it's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward. The Texoma crew, they're amazing. The fan base out there is amazing. Chris does an amazing job running that show, and I'm looking forward to it. And so that's gonna be a good drive. So that's what's been going on there. I'm also just got commissioned to do a cover. I'll tell more about that as things progress. So I'm working on a cover for another independent, and then I also have LitCon as well. So those are only 2 shows I'm doing so far this year. It's Texoma, LitCon, and Comic Book Day, free Comic Book Day. I'll be doing a book signing. But those are the only 3 things got going for the year because I'm focusing on just creating, and because like George, who just recently got promoted, I have a new role, which is taking a lot of my time. I've been doing 6-day work weeks, working a long stretch. So because of that, I need to focus on my downtime, just drawing and creating.
Yeah. No, man, it takes up a lot of our time. It's but it pays the bills. You know what I'm saying? Until this kicks off, we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do.
And I just finished setting up my studio, bro. So it's behind me.
Are you doing a video on that, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a studio vlog on the behind the scenes, what it looked like before and after, and pretty stoked with the way it looks. I got that Knight Rider light action going on behind me.
Get back there, bro.
Yeah, man, it's dope. I finally feel like, it's been months since I had my studio back, and it's because I moved, and it was just a blank canvas, and now I'm so inspired, and I feel creative, and I even blew up the cover for Cosmic Wars that's launching in February. A big poster on my wall, and some of the prints I blew up as big posters on the wall. So when I'm drawing, I can just look up at the character and just stay inspired to keep drawing. I think having that Zen space that keeps that creative juices flowing is important for an artist.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is, man. Yeah, my end, I've been, I shipped out most of the packages. I'm waiting for some of you to fill out some of these surveys so that I can send the rest of the stuff out. I don't have addresses for some people, so I can't send some stuff out. Big shout out to everyone who's received it. Actually, our guest tonight, Dash, had a nice post about the books that he received. So thank you very much, Dash. Appreciate you. He's going to be coming in a few minutes. So so that's fulfilling. Sam, I got your stuff. I'm bringing that stuff with me. And so thank you very much, everyone, for making that campaign a success. Don't forget that the book is available on my website. The first chapter is available on my website. Obviously, it has a different interior. A couple of pages are different, because this is the non-Kickstarter special. So this is what's going to be going into stores. And I'm planning to print out a bunch of these books come later on this summer. I'm looking at printers right now to do a big print run. You know what I mean? Like I want to have just a bunch of them. So I don't have to
offset
keep going back. Yeah, I think I'm going to do offset.
Oh, that promotion is paying off.
Bro, got to go hard to go home. The other thing that I'm going to be offsetting is the graphic novel, the trade paperback of The Adventures of Wonder Duck, issues 1 through 8.
Nice.
That's going to be coming out this June. It'll be out this June because the books are in stores now. Actually, tomorrow, the 4th issue of the book comes out. So visit your comic book shops if they haven't ordered The Adventures of Wonder Duck. Let them know to go to my website. Order them, being distributed through Filbo Distribution. Big shout out to Filbo Distribution. Thank you very much. Dan Price is also distributed through the same distributors. If you guys are interested in getting some of those titles, make sure you tell your comic book shops to check out Filbo Distribution for all the stuff that they have available. So yeah, that's out tomorrow. I can't wait for that. And then as far as conventions, like you said, Sam, I'm going to be out there with you next month in Texoma, and then what's that, February? So March March, I may be out in Chicago, not sure yet. C2E2, maybe, not
Nice.
sure, not 100%. C2E2 is a good show, man. It's a good show.
I know, unfortunately,
Yeah.
March and April, I can't do anything.
Yeah. April, I'll be in at the Super Jersey Comic Expo in New Jersey. So I'll be out there April 18th. And then what am I doing? Oh, May I'll be in Oakland, California.
What's
I'll
out there?
be out there. There's a comic book convention out there, Oakland Comic Con. I'll be out there. I'll be sharing a booth with my nephew, who's also an artist. Big shout out to Andrew. We're going to be out. There's going to be a family affair. It's Mother's Day weekend, so we're going to be out there doing our thing. And then I have June, July. I'm not sure what I'm doing those 2 months. And then at the end of the year, hoping to do Baltimore and then New York Comic Con. So it's going to be a pretty busy.
Yeah, you're gonna be busy
time. Yeah, it's going to be a busy time. Again, remember, if you guys find me roaming around some of these conventions, I will be carrying copies of the Shameless Plug graphic novel. So for those who got the little freebie pill bottle, make sure you find me. Make sure you find me because I will have copies for you guys as promised for those who won. So big shout out to everybody who supported and did their things. I mean, went to get something. Let's see, Carrie, what you got? In May, I'm traveling. My farthest so far for a convention, 100 miles to Wyoming. All right, Carrie, that's what's up, man. What's the name of the convention? Just type it in the chat. New studio looks good, says Dan. Dan says new studio looks good. And what up, Anibal? Anibal's in the house.
Yes, and I did forget to mention while we're on the subject. So I'm holding up right here. This is let me put it on the screen. This is the official Cosmic Guardian Defenders of Freedom badge. So by signing up and back in the campaign on day one, look how big this is. It's bigger than my head.
What the hell is that? Is that a sticker?
Yes, it's a sticker. You get this. So everybody gets this. You become a Cosmic Guardian just for signing up today and back in the campaign on day one. You get this automatically added to whatever tier you physical tier you pledge. So thank you, brother. Yeah, so that thing is massive, and so yeah, that's ready to go. It's already printed too, so it's ready to go. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good summer, man. February is gonna be a big month for Sam. It's gonna be a big month for like even just me traveling out there. I like going to Texoma. We'll catch a flick out there, grab some dinner before you know it, the convention's over.
Yeah, I know it goes by fast. Hopefully, it's a good flick when we get there.
Yeah. I don't know what's out around that time. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time. So and today we have Dash Hooper on the show. We're gonna be talking to him. And then we'll just be catching up at that after we talk to him. So,
yeah, it's funny. We were talking about topics or whatever, but there was this guy, I forget his name. He's a fantastic artist, a fantastic illustrator, but he has like that anime manga-ish, battle chasers type style of art, right? And so he posted on Facebook something on the like he's trying to get more work, and he feels like because of his art style is very cartoony and different, that he doesn't get the kind of fan reaction or support that a traditional artist would get. But he's a fantastic illustrator. I mean, if I remember the name, you'll know this guy's amazing. And I just thought, and I had to process that for a second. I said, he might have a point, because the market is dominated by a specific look, right? There's a specific look and style that everyone's used to. And then when you have those unique, eccentric styles, as great as they are, doesn't have the same kind of reach that the standard ones that everyone's used to have. And I just found it interesting that someone at that stature, because I think this guy's like top tier, would struggle because he's done a lot of covers, he's done a lot of books, and then when I read that post, I wouldn't have expected that. I would expect that somebody who's up and coming. I just felt like he had a lot more notoriety. And I can't remember the name. It was like a week ago, and I said, let me write this down because it'll be a good topic to have. But what do you think? Do you think that the cartoony, more like Telos style of art struggles to get the same type of reach that a traditional Batman, Superman comic would? Just that style.
Is Dash in the waiting room, or you want to
Yeah.
just start? All right, so let's talk about it once after we're done with
Yeah.
Dash, and then
No,
we'll
that's
talk
a
about
good
it.
question to open up too. We'll lead on to the conversation with
Yeah, yeah.
with Dash as well.
Let's do it.
So before we do that, let's we'll make it a get your meds and bring Dash on. We need something to get this party started.
It's time for your medicine.
What's up?
Hello, guys.
Oh man,
Dash.
that's
Hey.
fantastic. That's Toy
Thank-
Haven there.
That is a little bit of Toy Haven behind me there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
How you doing, man? Good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
Good to see you. Doing excellent. Thank you. for having me
Awesome,
on.
brother. Awesome, man. Yeah, no, thank you for coming on. So Sammy dropped a little question to the chat, and then I guess you can kind of like what are your thoughts on this cartoony style? And
Oh man. Well, you're talking to a guy that was born in 1973. So, no, I mean the cartoonist stuff is fine. I guess it depends on the artist and what because I'm used to the Silver Age, Golden Age of Superman, Batman, Kirby for Marvel and all that. So that's what I'm used to. But I've seen a lot of great artists come out now. Because just as you said, I'm gonna do a little shameless plug here. As I mean, this to me is good art, and that's what we're kind of talking about is
right.
the cartoony and the I haven't got into a lot of anime. I'm not into or I shouldn't say I'm not into manga. I don't read a lot of manga and
Me either.
and anime. But one thing I have noticed is it's still beautiful. It's still a specific kind of art.
Yeah.
And I guess it's if your niche and it's your forte, go with it. Don't somebody's out there shopping for those markets. Somebody is. And
Right.
don't if that guy's I don't know who you're talking about, but I hope he doesn't give up and get just disparaged. Keep plugging like he's doing. Keep asking for the people that are looking for that art. He'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that I mean, if you look at Scotty Young, for example, right? Scotty Young has a very cartoony style, and those covers can't stay on the shelf. Like people love Scotty Young's artwork. So there's definitely a market for all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I think people gravitate to what they like. I mean, it's there's so much different kind of artwork out there now. So I think that there is definitely a market for it. Definitely a market for it.
Well, like you look at like Adventure Time, you take the
Mhm,
comics
mhm.
from that. There's a market for it. Every time I go to the shop, if they have something like that, it's gone.
Yeah.
Or anything based on a Cartoon Network or a cartoon, it's usually gone.
It's so funny you say that, dude. Like, we, like you said, we're older gentlemen born in the 70s, right? And we strive for that, that artwork that's gonna look like what we grew up watching. And then you watch some of these cartoons. Look how popular South Park became.
Yeah.
The Simpsons became. Like, that's not artwork that you would say, well, that, it's like, it's I don't know, kids, as long as it makes them laugh, I find like they'll get it. Like my nephews, they just love to laugh and these goofy cartoons, and they don't look for that realism anymore. They just look for something that's going to make them laugh.
Make them laugh.
Have a
Yeah.
good time.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not our Saturday morning cartoons, but we evolve.
Yes.
We gravitate because I like some of the new stuff. My daughters are the Bluey age, so we
All right,
gravitate
all right.
towards the Bluey, and but we'll turn around and I'll watch some old GI Joe or Transformers, and they're right there with me. So
That's cool.
yeah, it is. It's whatever that's going to make them laugh and really
Yeah,
pay attention to the show, and they do that.
I agree. So let's talk a little bit about you, Dash. Like, you talk about growing up, watching reading the comics of like that era. What was your favorite character growing up? What was it that you were like, yeah, I gotta do this?
Superman. Listen, I know, cheap out. My dad he was with the Department of Human Services in Oklahoma, so he would travel everywhere, and I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and he brought me home this big old wall cutout of Superman, and it was above my bed. So
Nice.
uh, from then on, and then of course, not too long after that, Superman, Christopher Reeve and the Superman the movie came out. So I've been a Superman fan my entire life, but I also gravitated towards Spider-Man, Captain America,
Yeah.
and but I probably, just like I said, the GI. I'm a GI Joe freak, and Transformers, and see a lot of that back there behind me. I love anything animated, comic book. It's hard to displease me, really.
Yeah. You got to try really hard.
It's very hard to displease me. Like I said, as long as it really just I connect with it. Obviously, I was in the military for 23 years, so I'm still a GI
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
Free,
Thank you for your service.
thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, definitely.
But it's GI Joe just stole my heart since I got the
Ah,
toys and the cartoons, and then Larry Hama delivered one of the greatest comic books in GI Joe ever. So, yeah, just can't go wrong with that.
yeah, G.I. Joe, man. It's amazing how, like, people can talk about all these, like, the manga and the animes, and I guess that's today's generation.
Mhm.
They talk about all that. But you talk about G.I. I remember, like, buying just G.I. Joes, just collecting every single Joe.
Yeah.
You just needed Tunnel Rat. I needed, you know what I mean? Like, Michael,
I
what's
have
up, my
all
brother?
of them. I still have all of them.
Right? Yeah, Shipwreck. And like,
Yeah.
I remember losing Shipwreck in school one day, coming home and crying
Yeah.
about the fact that I had lost my G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
Like,
it's devastating.
His
Uh,
parrot,
to,
or his parrot.
yeah, with the parrot. Yeah, yeah,
to,
yeah.
to answer the question of what branch I was, United States Air Force, worked in the security forces. So
Oh, cool.
I
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
cop.
yeah.
I was a cop for 23 years.
Wow, man. Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. Definitely. Thank you for your services, brother. Thank you.
Thank-
Do you I guess because Anibal, we met Anibal, he was in the service as well. And we met Anibal, and actually he was drawing a book that Sam created, Forbidden, and he was drawing that overseas. And that was kind of
That's
like some of the stuff that he kind of like, so did you do any of that? Like while you were in the service, were you writing or creating stories while you were out there?
Yeah. I didn't do anything published wise, and a lot of the writing I was doing was for fanfic, GI Joe, Transformers, Superman things, and stuff I knew that I would never be able to get a license or a copyright for. But it wasn't until I was it's about my last 5 years I really started working on a fantasy novel that I'm still working on.
Okay.
This is the one that, like, you might as well call me George R. R. Martin in that aspect. I don't know if it's ever going to get done. Winds of Winter, if you're listening, George. But that was the one I've done a lot of different things on it. But yeah, I always created, whether it was like you said, I have this thing where I create my own GI Joe. So I have code names and backstories and everything for these guys. And I wish, Hasbro, if you're listening, I'm available. But yeah, I was always creating something, whether it be music, writing songs, writing stories. But it wasn't until I got out that I really, really put my full focus into it. So I've been retired 12 years now, and so I really put my focus into it the last 8 years, probably.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Now, is hybrids? Is that your baby? Is that the first thing?
No, that
or
is
have
my
you done?
second
That's your
one.
second.
Well, no,
Okay.
technically my third. I did one nonfiction called "Why I Love Superman and Other Superheroes." One veteran's journey to find himself through superhero motivation. It was kind of, I was going through a down period, and I needed some motivation, and I was training clients at the time as a personal trainer. So when I was going in, I would write these quotes down from, whether it be from superheroes or from real life, what I call real life heroes. I would put it on, and that was part of the day's workout. You kind of had to attune to that.
Okay.
And so I put that book together, kind of as a self-help for me, just and then I put it out, and then my first my first fiction was, I'm gonna do a shameless plug on this one.
There you go. Let's do it.
it's called Hell Comes to Texas, a Colt Windsor adventure,
Oh, cool.
and available on Amazon. Um, that one was. I went to school. I went back to school for English to get my English degree and creative writing as well. And that started from just a we had to just do an assignment on character building.
Mm.
And Colt was born on that character, and we have to go through, all the students in class will look over it, and they really liked it. And so it just that one took off. And the only reason he came about is because the night before I was done for the assignment, I was watching Supernatural, and Dean goes back in time to take on the Phoenix in the Old West. And so I was like, well, what would it be like, if there were, the monster hunters were back there, but they don't have the internet. They don't have cars to get them to all these places and search. So they had to kind of do it on their own. And that's what Colt is. Colt is a, Old West monster hunter, and chases down demons and Wendigos and things like that. But that was my first one. And that one came out. It's been about a year since that one's been out, or a little over a year since that one's been out.
Is that a prose book, or is that
It's
a
prose.
graphic novel? It is prose.
No, it's prose.
Okay.
It's prose.
How many pages?
Right about 240-ish.
Wow.
Right
Yeah.
about 240-ish. Both of them are about 240-ish.
Do you do like an outline first before you write,
yeah.
or so you don't get lost? Yeah, and it's 240 pages.
Yeah.
Like, what's your process? Like, when it
My
comes to-
process for outlining is, I'll do a rough outline. Like, I know where I want my story to go, and then as it starts developing more, I'll add to the outline. But it's probably more in the second act and the third act where more of the outline gets
fleshed out.
Yeah. And then after that, I build my character Bibles, or my character I liken it to D&D worksheets or role-playing worksheets. I go in there and flesh out my characters on that, and they change, because you guys write, some of your characters change when you're writing your comics or you're writing, and so that. So I can say, like, a lot of the only one that stayed true was Colt in the first book. The only one that stayed true, because I knew what I wanted from him. And through the course of writing, and like, you got to sometimes, like my instructor said, you got to kill your baby. Sometimes what you think was going to work for you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you, George, or the rest of the crowd out there. They're going to be like, ah. So you have to decide, is that really going to push is that really just pushing your emotions, or is that pushing the story forward?
Yeah.
So that changes a lot of the outline. But it's, man, I wish I had a copy of one I do a lot of mine on Notepad.
Me too.
But it usually starts out about this long, and then but that doesn't even come from any of my writing teachers. That came from my actually one of my English lit teacher. She was like, your outline needs to be really good, in depth. She beat that into us, so it was good. I'm thankful for you if you're still out there watching.
So going back to school to get your English degree, did you find that helped you creatively, or was that more just so you could learn how to, just the grammar side of it? Because, listen, as a creative writer, you're just out there, you're creating stories. You're not worried about, all the other things that all the grammar and all that other stuff. Was that something that helped you? How did it help you, I guess?
Yeah, I think it did, because again, you're in a class with a bunch of students, and you're listening to everybody's ideas. So you're not stealing from them, but you're listening to their your creativity. And it's kind of like, even when we talk on these shows, we go on all the different podcasts, and we listen to how you came up with shameless plug, or your bigger pictures. And I'm sitting there going, okay. And I try to not so much get in your mind, but I'm like, what were you thinking of when you did that? And then it brings it in. But yeah, it helps creatively, because it's just another tool to put in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And one of my drill sergeants, or we called them training instructors, but drill sergeant, long time ago said you could never learn enough. Your tool bag will always need to be filled because I'm gonna learn from you guys, and then you guys are gonna go to the cons and you're gonna see something. You're probably gonna pick up a nuance or something from somebody that you admire and talk to, like just like talking to Lori. I can sit there and get 400 ideas just from listening to a Lori Calcaterra show.
Right, right.
So yeah, you have to be, and you have to be open to it.
Yeah.
You have to be open to what other people
I
are saying
agree.
about your creation
Yeah.
and their creation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you have to have a thick skin. Like
Yeah.
you can't be sensitive about the fact that somebody may not like what you wrote and because there may be a really good reason why it's not working or why it's not making sense to them. And you can't be sensitive about the fact that, well, no, that's not what then you don't obviously don't understand what I'm trying to say. And it's like, yeah, you're right, I'm not. So like help me understand what you guys say. I also feel like what works for you may not work for me. And we got to be okay with that, right? Like I can listen to you talk about how you do your process and how it works for you. And I can go out there and try it and find that, damn, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't
work for you. Yeah.
Right? It slows me down, or I can't create that way. Because it's very organic. Like, creating stories and writing is something that, you got to find what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me a while just to get my groove into how I like to build my character, because like you said, we're sitting in school and they'll give you a PowerPoint, you're getting death by PowerPoint or whatever the case may be. And they're saying that this is how, and it just, I can't do that. I finally found my niche and how I like to work. And, I can be cluttered all I want. I don't need to have clean space. No. But yeah, you're right. What works and that goes for anything in life, period. But what works for you may not work for me. You just find your thing, and you can take the tools that you get and convert it to your way.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. They're I may not like to write just 1 hour. I may like to write 4 hours. Some people may only want to write 30 minutes. That's cool. As long as you're writing and creating, that's the way I look at it. But,
yeah. I want to ask you about, again, going back to school. Do you feel like learning, learning creative writing and prompts and whatever, the rules of writing as you learned them in school, do you feel like that made you a little gun shy when it came to your writing? Do you feel like, they say ignorance is bliss, right? When you don't know you're doing something wrong, you're just doing it because you're having fun doing it. And once you find out that there are rules to this thing, did it make you a little gun shy? Do you find that happened to you?
That's a fantastic question. Yeah, you get a little nervous because you are a lot of my especially in my creative writing classes, they were our writers and or editors and things like that. They're just teaching on this, this is their side gig, is the teaching. And you do get kind of nervous and intimidated.
Right.
But after that happens and they go in and grade your stuff and they talk to you, they're just, don't worry about it's human nature to get nervous about something you don't know about.
Yeah.
And and for Kay, master the rules to break them. Absolutely.
That's good. Yeah,
that's
good.
Beautiful rule.
That's good.
And so it was gun shy because I started getting worried when I was creating stuff, whether it be just even a short story or and especially I had to go through 6 months of screenwriting class.
Oh wow.
And that was where I was comfortable, but I was still outside my comfort zone, if that makes sense. And you really got to think outside the box because there are rules that you have to follow when it comes to screenwriting, or because if you want to be a screenwriter and you send it to an agent and or somebody in Hollywood, and it doesn't follow their rules, they're going to throw that script out.
Right.
So.
And when you say they don't follow the rules, you're talking about just format, the way it looks, just the way it looks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If your format is not the way, and it can change from day to day. So if you're an aspiring screenwriter out there, I would kind of check YouTube, check the internet to see what they're looking for now. But yeah, so that scared me because I'm literally like, I got like screens open just to follow where I'm going on my screenwriting.
Right.
But that was probably the funnest class because you get to be well, you know, it's like writing a comic. It's you're following a script. You're doing
Yeah.
your script.
Yeah.
You're building out the scene of what your main character is doing and what's around him. And
Right.
where where I'm writing prose, that's all just built in. But you have to be direct and to the point.
There's a lot of show don't tell
Yes,
in comic writing. Where like
yes,
you don't have to tell everybody what's happening because they can see what's happening. So you can focus more, I feel like, on maybe the dialogue and like you can really bring out the characters, just who they are and the personality and have fun with that, I think.
I've tried to do that. I've tried to take some of those rules into even into my prose writing
Oh,
because you
wow.
can do it.
Yeah.
You don't want to because you can get into that. You can get into being too descriptive when you're telling them.
Right.
So sometimes you can show through the dialogue,
Mm.
like you said. So that's what I try to do in my dialogue is kind of show where we're at, even just by talking. You don't have to go, I was in East Texas with the wind blowing down the plains and the sun was hot. And you could say that by just Colt took off his hat, wiped his brow and pulled away.
Yeah.
Now I've told you that it's humid or it's hot. And
Right.
so that's what I love about showing and telling in prose. But just like you said, that's why I like comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even in the writing of the writer, you can see his emotion even in the words that they put on the page.
Yeah.
And that really, and not only that, but now you have a beautiful picture behind them.
Yeah.
Behind the characters, and you can see it.
What's funny about script writing for comics is that the audience doesn't see
Right.
everything we write, right? We're writing because we're describing everything that has to go on that page. It depends on how you write. Some people may just write more loose scripts and leave it up to the artist. But when you are doing it more like the DC method, where you get to panel one, this was happening, people don't see how much writing actually goes into. They only see the dialogue that's on the page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're in charge of the pace. And obviously it's a collaborative, thing. So, you want to leave some room for the artist to kind of like obviously put his input or her input into it. But yeah, there's so much that goes into it. Aniba had a question here. What type of script writing or what type of writing do you prefer or find easier, comics or prose?
I don't. After looking at some of Lori's stuff, where she kind of shared some of her behind the scenes writing, Ed Davis, I've seen some of his behind the scenes writing. I'm gonna go with comic. I'm gonna go with not comics, but writing a script for a movie. If I had a choice, because I don't know if I could do comics justice. And it may again, maybe it's kind of that I didn't get to do a class on comics. Maybe if I had,
right,
it would be a little different. But I've seen some of the stuff that you guys got to go through, and I'm like, oh man, even writing a movie script is a little bit easier. Because the director is going to be change a little no matter what script you write for a movie. The director and the producer and all those big wigs in there, they're going to maybe that doesn't work, and they're going to but you already have your vision of what you want in the comic and what you want the panel to look like. So you got to be meticulous down to it. I feel like I may be wrong, but you got to be meticulous to a T, and then you got to go in with the colorist and make sure that it still fits the color palette that you want.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, there's
a
lot.
I think writing movies might be a little bit easier because I don't know. I'm scared of what you guys do. I've thought about it, but I just maybe one day I'll sit down and start working on one. But I my hat's off to comic.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Nobody. Before I even knew this, I would pick up a comic and be like, oh man, they just some guy just drew it and they just put in some words.
Right.
No, there is so much so much detail and so much in depth.
Yeah.
But my hat's
Yeah.
off to you guys, man. I'm just scared of that.
Yeah. Anima says, my theory is the more hands in the pot, the bigger the chance for it being a mess.
You
It's
know,
all you know what it says, it's all you, no worries about anyone else dropping the ball. It's all you don't worry about anybody else dropping the ball.
the script for writing a movie, your job is to write the movie. That's it. You're not going to be in production. You're not going to be in directing. You're not going to. You don't even. Yeah, that was one thing I learned. Um, you just uh you just write the words because they're gonna change it if they don't
Yeah,
like it, and
yeah,
the actors
yeah.
are gonna. So script writers, they write the movie. It may come back to you for some rewrites, it may not, but the director and but I think with the you're what, a four-man team. Most times comic books are a four-man team. I
Right.
think that's perfect. You
Yeah.
might have a few more anyway, in that, but for the most part, it's 4 or 5. From no more than I can't say that I've seen one person write, draw, ink, do everything. I can't say that, but you might have at least 2 to maybe 5. I think that's perfect.
Right.
Because you have one person that's doing the writing, one person that's doing the drawing, one inking or whatever, lettering, whatever the case may be. I think that's it. But when you're writing a novel, the most for me when I'm writing my prose books, I may have, well, definitely my wife is going to read over anything that I
Right.
do, and I may have 2 advanced readers, and then I self-publish right now. I don't have an agent or an editor, so I
Right.
self-publish. So I got about 3 to 4 people with me as well, and I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Again, you know,
Yeah.
I try to. I have a couple of friends. They like different things, so they're going to pick out one thing. The other friend's going to pick out another thing. My wife's going to pick out some.
Yeah.
One of the ones I'm working on right now. I'm working on the sequel to Colt. She goes, that doesn't sound like him. That doesn't. That doesn't.
Mm.
So I'm glad that I have her there to go.
Yeah.
Hey, this doesn't feel like Colt again. Something that you kind of made him a little colder than he needs to be, or he's being a little softer than he should be. So that's I think that you could, yeah, but you go anything over 5 people, unless movies, you're gonna have thousands of people in the movies. But if I think you go over 5 people
Yeah.
in a prose novel, I think, yeah, it's going to tend to get messed up because somebody else will want, this is what I think you should do, and then it doesn't
Right.
become your book,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
becomes their book.
Yeah. So Anil says he finds prose easier to write than a full DC style comic script.
Yeah,
So he
I,
finds it.
I agree. Prose is way, it is because you don't have to be I don't think you have to be as meticulous unless you're
Mm.
George R. R. Martin. I'm going to pick on him a lot tonight. Sorry, but I don't think you have to be as meticulous, uh, because you can always, I don't know. It's hard to say, but prose. I feel like prose is easier than sitting down and doing what you got. Because I mean, I love comics and I love what they do, but I just get that stage fright, and I feel like I might mess something up. So I just to me, but I love what you guys do. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Anna.
It's funny that you say that because I feel like with prose, I guess. Listen, if something's wrong with that book, it's on you.
Yeah.
You can't blame anybody else.
Right.
If something's wrong with a comic, you can either say, well, the artist didn't do it justice, or the artist can say, well, the writer really didn't give me much to work with. So when it comes to prose, all the pressure's on the writer. Like,
it is all
that's
on
it.
us.
You have to make me turn that page. The artwork is not going to do it. A cool looking shot to see what happens when I flip this page is not going to make me flip that page. Now it's your words making me flip that page, and to me that's harder. I find, you know what I mean? Like there's more of a challenge. As I said, it's very challenging,
right?
And you have to be a hell of a writer to do that.
Yeah, writing prose is kind of like, for the way I look at it, writing prose is kind of like me getting into a new television show. I give you 3 episodes to hook me in. If you haven't hooked me in by 3 episodes, because I'll give you the first episode because you're probably giving me backstory. Second episode, you're getting into that first real or whether it's case or whatever, and by the third episode, everything should gel. The way I look at it is I have 3 chapters, whether they're whether they're 10-page chapters or whether they're 5. I feel like I have 3-page chapters to get you to like my book, and you really, and most people will tell you that first opening line in the in that first chapter is what has to really grab you.
Yeah.
Like if it says Dave's just walking down the street, you know, you got it. You got a hook. So I feel like I feel like I can capture that. I watch a lot of TV, and so I know what I'm looking for. So I kind of feel like I know what will grab somebody. It may not, but I feel like I have a better grasp on it by just my love of watching movies and watching TV. I kind of know what people are looking for.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So KC, he says, I follow Doug Munch approach to the Marvel method. Break things into paragraphs like they're panels, but the artist can decide to combine paragraphs or divide them. And going back to that, so I remember I was sitting down and I was at one of these conventions, and Jim Shooter, who was he was the writer, and obviously for Secret Wars, he wrote that for Marvel, and he said that the Marvel method works, but the DC method also works. The issue is that with the Marvel method, you have to have a Jack Kirby drawing that, because if you have an inexperienced artist and you give them like a paragraph or whatever to draw, they may not know how to break that up and make it a story where where the sequential art really follows a good story. So you got to be very careful. You got to have the right artist. DC, you have to have the right artist guiding the artist. So either one, you can make mistakes on either one. There's really no preference. But I think it's interesting to think that the artist is very important when it comes obviously to comics, because they have to know how to draw sequential art, and they have to be able to tell a sequential story. And unfortunately, sometimes we forget that. And that doesn't happen. And that's when you get lost as the reader. You're like, I don't know which panel to go to next, or that doesn't really make sense.
I feel like as long as you, that's why I outline if I get off, because you can follow, most comics follow the hero's journey. You have the reason, Batman, he becomes a hero because his parents are killed. He has the mentor in Alfred, and then he has his archenemy, the Joker. So he always has something to curb his mission. And I feel like if you do that, same goes for writing. I think I'm not saying I follow the Marvel method, but I feel like I'm not writing 3 pages ahead. I am writing paragraph for paragraph for paragraph, and each paragraph needs to push the story in a way. So that's why I do like the Marvel. I know Jim Shooter said both work. I like the Marvel method a lot better than I do the DC method. But I'm not saying I use that method, but I kind of inspired by it.
So tell us a little bit about hybrids, Dash.
Now this is my baby as far as
there it is.
I love hybrids.
Cool. Cool.
Beautiful cover art. Chris Grant got me hooked up with a great artist and colorist, and I'm gonna read their names real quick just so I can give them props.
And
let me get to my props.
Look at that Castle Grayskull in the back just while you do that. It's cool, bro.
I might have a slight problem. At least that's what my Carissa Grant introduced me to Valerie Ike, and Valerie Ike did the art, the drawing of the Corrugator that you can see on the front, and then Daniel Anamale did the coloring. Gorgeous. So hybrids, that's I call it my baby because my daughter's had a big hand in helping hybrids come about, and I'll tell you, I homeschooled my girls. we were sitting down one day, and they love to draw. They love art, so I'm hoping they'll be in your guys's
Yeah.
arena very soon. They take after their mom in that aspect. She's a beautiful artist as well. But we were doing hybrid animals for the day. We were just doing an art project. I was like, I want you to combine two animals, whatever they are,
Oh, that's cool.
and just draw them together and let's go with it. So I'm getting and one of theirs is in the book for sure. One of their creations is a fox and a horse called a horks. I didn't name it, my girls did, but it's a horks, but it's a fox and a horse. But they were drawing all these different ones, and I took some of their ideas, and I was like, man, this would make a great book.
That's cool.
And so I scared him up a lot. So you got the Gorgator, you've got the Crococonda, you got the Scorpipede, you've got things that are
That's awesome.
the Grizzlyon, which is a grizzly bear and a lion together. So this thing is
What do you
massive.
call the spider vultures? Like, how did you combine that?
I just called them the spider. I didn't have anything good.
Okay.
I have a wisecracking character in there,
All
and he's the one that names them all.
right. Okay, gotcha.
His name is Zorro, and he comes up with all the names of these characters. So I love him, and he's based off my buddy Juan. So he was always wisecracking, always had a good comment for something. We're going out and doing something. He has a wisecrack and comes up with it. But yeah, you have and it started. It was just going to be Archer. The main character is Archer. It was just going to be him when I started writing this, and I felt like he needed people. And then Jurassic Park came on, the original Jurassic Park, and I was like, duh. They're so yeah, I borrowed a little bit of the plot from Jurassic Park, and I was like, and you always see that thing where everybody thinks Hammond is a bad guy. He kind of is in a way a bad guy because he brings kids and everybody to a place where dinosaurs can eat you. But I was like, what would really happen if there really was a bad John Hammond? And so that it just kind of sprung off from that. And I have some homage characters in there to Predator. You'll if you've read it, you'll catch the homage characters. But I needed a bad guy team, and everything just kind of started falling into place as I was writing this. And that's really what happens. Like I said, you can, it just started out. They were just going to be, it was just going to be already on Earth. Well, I was like, nah, this just doesn't make any sense. So I need them to have pocket dimensions. So that's how Apex came along. That's Apex cool. Is the alternate Earth and parallel Earth exploration. So Apex came along. Well, then that kicked into a backstory for. It's amazing how all these things happen while you're writing. So a backstory came for Archer.
Yeah, always.
And then, but so yeah, I worked on. Man, I must have worked night and day. I kid you not.
I mean, it looks like a thick book.
Yeah, well, it was longer.
Really?
I had two advanced readers on that one as well, and I was over 100,000 words.
Wow.
And we got after everything was said and done, we got it back down to I believe it was 60,000. So I knocked about 40. That's a lot. It doesn't. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. 40,000 words doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of pages.
That's not.
But yeah, But I worked on it night and day, probably 6 to 8 months.
Good for you, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, and because I wanted to tell this story, so I got it out late I want to say it was around October that I got it out. So it hadn't been out very long.
So let me just read the synopsis that you have in the back of the book. It says, trapped in a savage pocket dimension beneath Yellowstone, which I thought was really freaking cool. Archer, which is James Archer Bowman, and his surviving men must fight through a nightmare landscape of impossible hybrids, scorpion centipedes, like you mentioned, monstrosities, spider vultures, and the ruthless packs of Kuda, a warlord who will step at nothing to claim dominion. That's the base. That's what the story is about. So the setting of Yellowstone. Have you been?
Yeah.
Why Yellowstone? Like,
Because
how
I
did
feel
you
like
go there?
because I said to myself, there's probably, I watch a lot of true crime,
Mm,
and there's a lot of these, like Yellowstone and the redwood forest that have never been, or they may have been explored, but not very much.
right.
And I feel like Yellowstone, there would be a lot of fossils there. I
That's
feel
cool.
like
That's
so
cool.
that's what they're going for this paleontology team that Archer and his team are going after. We're actually going after dinosaur bones, but the guy set him up, and they found something that had crossed over from this
Hmm,
dimension, and he sent them there to go into it, and they got sucked into the dimension. So that's the whole reason Archer.
that's
But
awesome.
normally, in my backstory lore and all my Bible, Apex really is not they've never really met and come across something as devastating as hybrid world.
Mm,
And if you read it, and there's a couple things that I like that I put in there that will talk about some of the worlds they've been to. But Kuda's going to play a big part. If you haven't read it yet, I don't want to give too much away. Kuda is a big part, and that is how these I call them the Thundercats. They're not really Thundercats. I call them the Pantari, but they're panther like people,
that's awesome.
and they came about because I felt like somebody had to be friends with Archer and his team, because almost every turn they were in danger of some sort. So I needed somebody to be the a to drive Archer, to continue
Yeah,
to drive Archer. Archer's suffers from PTSD. Archer's got a lot of issues, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Archer has some issues to deal with, and now he has to not only deal with his issues, he's got to deal with a young lady who has some issues of her own,
Mm,
and together they're going to grow. And that was my vision, is watching them. And Kuda has a big part to play. I have some very you have to read. I will just say that you have to read, because there is a character, if you do not read, you will miss.
right.
And this individual is going to play a part as I move. I've got this one planned out as a quadrilogy,
Mm,
a quad of books. And um, but yeah, to get back to Yellowstone, I just was like, I've been there, but I haven't been all over Yellowstone, and I just
right.
thought it was beautiful. And there can be places in there that nobody would know about,
But that's
because
what I love about it. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I love
nobody
about
would
it.
know that
Yeah.
for all we know, there really could be. I'm just kidding. But I just felt like that was a good place to go, because it would be um, just wide out in the open, but nobody around.
Right.
And I was like, but there's pocket dimensions once you get
Into the world. Yeah.
into the world, there's pocket dimensions
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and you just have to know what you're looking for.
That's awesome, dude. Now, so this is a prose book. How many pages is it?
We are sitting right at, what did I say?
Because, like I said, that looks like and it's a nice hardcover. This book is available on Amazon,
Yes,
right, Dash? You guys can get your hands on it on Amazon.
we are 251 pages.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good, dude. And you know what? As you talk about it, it definitely lends itself to like a graphic novel,
Yes,
because of like the creatures you're talking about. To be able to see those creatures would be freaking fantastic.
with that, there is a plan in the works.
Yeah,
I am trying to get some fundraising going to help me
cool.
work on, because I would like to push not only hybrids into a graphic novel, but I'm also working with another guy who I'm trying to build a more of a role playing card
Oh,
game
cool. Yeah,
with it
nice.
as well. So I've got some plans
Good.
for hybrids, because because my daughters are a part of it, and I want them
Yeah,
to reap
that's
some of
awesome.
the
Yeah,
benefits
yeah, yeah.
of their help. And yeah, it just I have so many. Uh, even one of my friends was like, we did a show on it, and I built up this. I'm very amateurish when it comes to building videos, and I found some rainforest stuff and some animals. You can't really tell what the animals are moving through the bushing, and you got some people. So I put all this together, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, that could be a movie." So
Yeah,
I
I'm telling you,
have.
yeah. I mean, with
I
your screenwriting,
I can't
abilities,
say
I don't know, man. This
I
could be
can
something cool.
I could say I am 20 pages in on a on a script. Now,
Nice.
do I have the gumption and the nerve to actually send it in? I don't know, but
Right.
I have worked on it a little bit. The
Good for you,
problem
man.
is I got, I don't know about you guys, but I will get into 4 or 5 projects at one time. So I may do something on because I'm working on Colt Part 2 right now. So I'm finishing up on that. I have another one, another Western, because I'm a huge Western fan
Yeah,
first and foremost. So I'm working on another Western that I hope to have out in the end of 2026 as well. So I'm looking at an early release for Colt, probably end of February, March for Colt, and then probably a late November, early December for the second book. So, but I'm also got. I started working on a character Bible, an outline for uh, a bounty hunter who's I don't want to give too much away, but he wears a GoPro. He's a bounty hunter. He wears a GoPro,
Oh, sure.
and he's a
Okay.
cross between Jack Reacher and Dog the Bounty Hunter. So he's got some character flaws, if you will. But I don't know about you guys. I hit like 4 or 5 different projects, and I may not always work on one of them at a time, but I'm putting or whether it's taking notes at night, like something will pop in my head, so I'll
Right,
go over,
yeah,
grab my
of
notebook,
course.
and throw the notes
Always.
down.
Yeah, always, man. Always. But Dash, this is amazing, man. Good luck with hybrids. And
thank you.
like I said, you guys go to Amazon. You can get it in physical form. You can also get it on the Kindle, right? Because I think that there's a Kindle version of it, right?
Hybrids is on ebook, Kindle ebook,
Yeah, yeah.
paperback and hardback, and then right now Colt Windsor is just hardback and paperback. We didn't do ebook on that one, but all of my books are on there. Love to have you guys join the world. Let me know. Leave a comment on the Amazon and feedback, even if it's bad. I love negative. I love negative critiques. I love negative comments. It helps.
Right.
It only helps me build myself as a
Absolutely.
writer. If you don't like something, tell me. I love to hear that.
Absolutely, man. Anima says he feels like he was listening to himself being interviewed. So no, but Dash, you are welcomed anytime, man.
Thank you,
Come
my
and
friend.
talk to us about your books, your stories. I'm looking forward to actually getting a copy for myself of Hybrids. I thought it would be here by now, but yeah, man. Good luck with everything, and dude, anytime. Are you in Texas? Are you in?
I'm in Oklahoma.
You're in Oklahoma.
I'm in Central Oklahoma, so I'm hoping to see you guys.
Oh,
at,
sweet.
At Texhoma. So
Yeah,
I
all
will
right, that'd be great.
definitely be looking out for you. And
Awesome.
I'd like to get down there and see Lori and
Yeah.
everybody that's down there. So I will definitely be looking forward to meeting you guys in person.
Same here, man. All right, dude.
And I
Thank
appreciate the time on the show. And don't let me know when I know you. I got you on Facebook, so I know when the Kickstarter is. But let me know if you have any Kickstarters or anything. I love to share. I love to back.
Yeah.
So let me know
No,
when.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for backing the shameless plug, man. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys later. Have a great.
All right, bud.
Peace. That was Dash Hooper Hybrids. I'm trying to copy the Amazon link, but it gives me like a 5,000 characters for that damn.
JD Rosario's in the house. What up, JD? Happy New Year, my friend.
They should have. Oh, here it goes. Here's a share button. I was trying to find copy link. There it is. Wow.
Yeah, ittle be in the chat, guys. So yeah, definitely check it out. Dash, awesome.
There's a link for Hybrids on Amazon right now. You can get it. The Kindle edition, the paperback edition, and the hardcover edition, all available on Amazon.
That's awesome.
And if you order today, you can get it by Saturday, January 17th.
Boom.
Wow, look at
There
that.
you go. There it is. Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. Hopefully Dash comes out to Texoma and we can meet him in person. I love that. That was a cool dude. Yeah, man. He's awesome, dude. Dash is an awesome, awesome guy. Big shout out to Lori Calcaterra. That's where I met Dash on her show. We were just kind of talking shop. Like he said,
That
he's a
was
big support in comics. So yeah, big shout out to him.
yeah. I mean, and right now you have you got Chris Wagon. He has tights going on Kickstarter too,
That's
and
right.
you got
Chris.
George Solis, who has his campaign on Kickstarter too. Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I was just on it looking at how many campaigns are on there right now. Where is it? You have Child's Play Comics.
Child's Play Comics, yeah.
They got that comic on Kickstarter right now, and then February seems like a big month for a lot of people that we know, launching within the same 2 weeks, which is crazy. There's a lot happening.
Yeah. Big shout out to David K. Montoya, Dark Myth Comics. He has a book called Ayat Nam. That's also on Kickstarter. So yeah, there are a few Kickstarters going on right now. So definitely, guys, check them out. Go to Kickstarter, just browse through it. You're gonna see tons of just projects. And your project, when are you launching yours, Sam? In February. I'm
launching it the second week of February. I'm wanting to launch it on the 12th, which is a Thursday. I want to try Thursday over Tuesday.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because I was reading you know me, I'm a research buff. And they were saying something about Thursday is one of the most important days to launch a Kickstarter campaign. So I want to try it. I've always launched on a Tuesday, so I want to try Thursday. So it'll be on the 12th right here on Catch the Craze podcast. And again, if you just by signing up and backing it on the first day, you become a cosmic guardian. Here it is. And you get this big, giant, massive sticker. It's a badge of honor, and you become a defender of freedom in the Cosmic Wars universe. And I'm really excited. If you've been watching me on social media and some of the live feeds, I've done some lives, joined some of the characters. And here's Gorf battling Commander Rox, and you'll find out who Commander Rox is as we get closer. And this is Gorf and Zap, his trusty sidekick. Everybody needs a sidekick, and Zap is just up for the challenge. And then this I just really did. So I've been posting the progress of this one. This is a piece that I did years ago. I never finished it, and I decided to redraw the whole thing. And that's Empress Nani, and you'll learn a lot about her in the series. So it's it's a combination of fantasy, magic, adventure, sci-fi. It's all alien, all fictional, and it's all fun. And Gorf is the hero, and he has to protect the Arthenian Star and the Kingdom of Crystallia. And there's a lot of key characters like Zanzarax and Zarkinar, and there's Princess Reina, and there's Gorf, and there's Professor Ramses, and Zap, and there's so many different characters, and a lot of fantastic names. And I'm excited about this. I'm really excited. I think it was you. You kept asking me, when are you going to do Gorf again, and when are you going to do Gorf again? And then I pulled it out, and I was like, you know what? Tomorrow's not promised, right? And I was like, you know what? I need to get this out of my system, and I need to redo the whole thing, and I'm excited to do it. So I'm having fun with it, and I hope you all join me on the 12th right here on Catch the Craze Podcast Live. It's going to be fun.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then for everybody who's backed the Forbidden campaign, the paperback has come in. I'm ready for the hardcover to come in, so I'm going to start shipping these out. So everybody who got the paperback, you'll start getting them in the mail real soon. And everything's coming. Like if you were one of the few that ordered the 300-piece puzzles, here's the puzzle box that came in. The bags, if you got the bag, that came in. All the stickers came in, the bookmarks came in, the prints came in. So I'm just waiting on the hardcover. So I'll start shipping this out until the hardcover comes in, and those will go out as well. So thank you everybody who backed the Forbidden campaign. And I'll be updating the store on crazycomics.com. So if you missed it and you want to still get your hands on books, you can get through the website. I'll be updating the store this weekend. So
bro, that shipping, man, that shipping is gonna be something else. Something else.
Yes, Spency.
Yeah, it is. It is. For those who back the shameless plug, you guys should have your stuff. If you don't have it yet, I don't have your address. Anybody yours? I have yours. Don't worry about it, anybody. I got you. Yeah. So if you don't have it yet, if you haven't received it, check your Kickstarter account. See if you filled out the survey, and if you haven't received it and you filled out your survey, hit me up. Send me a message. I'll track it down. I'll send you tracking information for it because a lot of the stuff has already been sent out. So just check it out. And a big thank you so much to everyone who did pledge the campaign. Those who pre-ordered the book on my website, thank you so much. Those books went out. So thank you. And yeah, and don't forget, tomorrow is New Comic Book Day at comic book shops. The 4th issue of The Adventures of Wonder Duck is going to be on the shelves. So make sure you go to your comic book shop. And if they don't have a copy of it, ask them to order it. There have been people stores ordering way back to issue number 1 and trying to get everything back. So people are asking for it. So thank you very much for everyone who has asked for the books. Make sure you do that. Filbo Distribution is the distributor. If you go to my website, you will find where to get it. If you're a store, you have to sign up and do all that fun stuff. But yeah, get it there, and then I'll be with Sam out in Texoma next month at the end of the 20th, the 21st, is it, Sam? It's the 21st.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we'll be out there hanging out, doing our thing. So check us out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm trying to see. So they have, what do they got? They got Minions: Rise of the Gru coming out in theaters in February.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you got a movie called Mercy. You got The Shelter. You got some movies. I don't see any like comic book based movies.
But you know what's funny? Remember when we went to see? Obviously, that's when we saw The Beekeeper. And we're like, what the hell's The Beekeeper? And it was a dope movie. So, I mean, we could just catch anything out there.
Yeah. You never know. Exactly. But yeah. So again, we'll be back next week. And who's on the show next week? Let's see. Calendly.
Good question.
Who's on I think I remember. Let me see. Meeting. Let's see. Next week. We got an old friend on the show next week. We got Mr. Keith Gleason.
Oh, Keith is in the house. All right. Big shout out to Keith Gleason. All right. Can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. So Keith is going to be the Eyes on He-Man. There you go. Right. Yeah. So Keith is going to be on the show. Looking forward to that conversation. A really solid egg. Looking forward to having him back on the show. Lori she booked for June. She booked in advance. We got quite a bit of people coming on the show. We got Keith Gleason. Kerry Chug is the 27th, right after. Then we have David William Howard. Then in March, we got Ray Jemison, then Gary Hodges and Max Hoven and Gregory W. Martin and Lori Calcaterra. Did I just see Gregory Martin twice?
Going on twice, man.
Yeah. So we got a pack lineup. I freed up February to really just focus on promoting Cosmic Wars. So it'll be George and I in the month of February. So we'll be giving updates and doing some hot topics and taking questions live from all of you guys. And that's it, man. So glad to have you back, bro.
Yeah, man. Glad to be back. This was fun. Thank you guys for checking us out. And we'll be back here next week, man.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit that like button, sign up, and hit what's that say? And sign up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you listen to us on any of the audio platforms, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow, because when we grow, the independent community grows. We are indies for indies, and we've been doing this since 2005, the first and longest running independent comic book podcast in the game. So we appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys for coming along. And guess is by. Yeah, sorry, brother. You came at the tail end, but we appreciate you just for stopping by. So with that said, I am Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are. It's just easy. It's not.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him the other. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the. What?
Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.